If you're here, you're taking your awakening journey, you're awakening your consciousness, your awareness very seriously. You are really on that path of growth, that spiritual growth. Most likely, you're not just slightly dabbling, you're actually right in there. So you may already know that there is a darkness, an evil, whatever someone wants to call it. It really doesn't even matter what it's called, that wants to keep humanity down. They want to keep us in this cycle of being trapped, to be harvested for our energy, our frequency to fill them. And one way they do it is by keeping us in shame, keeping us in survival mode and being nice, having to be nice, conditioning us to be nice instead of kind. Because when we're kind, we are in our alignment, we are in our power, we are in our sovereignty. Our hearts are so full of love that there's no depletion. It's just so expanded that it's like our energy becomes shared and it increases the frequency of the planet. It helps everyone around us. So we've been conditioned to be nice in order to abandon ourselves, to not honor ourselves, to not look within, to not do our own inner work, to not be kind to ourselves, to distract us from doing our own inner work. And they've also conditioned us to believe what is being nice, what is being a good human in order to control us. They set the standards of what a good human is and how we should be and what actions we should take. And they do it through the media, the government systems, religions, all of it. And yes, not to say there aren't good pieces within both, but that's the thing. What they do is they'll give a certain amount of good, but then they tie in the bullshit, the conditioning in there as well. So they'll say, let's say they give like 80% of what they're saying sounds really good and is true, but they tie it in with something in order to manipulate you at the same time. I actually noticed it when I was watching the show The Chosen. So I was binging that and there was so much good in there. There's a lot of good stuff in there, straight up. And then it started to come towards the end. I started to see the, oh, but, and then demonizing things. And I'm like, whoa, okay, I see how the tables have turned now, giving me all this, oh, this is great, this is that, that's so true, so in alignment, wonderful. But you only need to, or the only way to, is if you only follow me to the strictest sense. Everything else is demonized. Everything else is wrong and you should be shamed for it. And I started to see those pieces and I'm like, this is how it works. Let's give you this much, but let's give you this much truth so it feels right. But then they bring in this piece once they have you hooked, if they can hook you. Because when you're in your own sovereign mind, you'll start to see it. When you're not shamed to be nice, forgiving, people pleasing, to fit into a society the way we're supposed to be, the way we're conditioned to believe we should be in order to survive. I just lost my train of thought. It's just like, whoosh, there's just so much. And it's like just grounding it sometimes. It's like, whew, let me ground this. Let me come back, ground this message. Coming back by shaming you into being nice, into abandoning yourself, people pleasing and over giving. They're keeping you away from your power. And that's the goal. Keeping you away from your sovereignty, keeping you away from elevating you, working on you, staying in your power. Because the more you are in your own power, in your alignment, in your sovereignty within, and that's what it is. It's within. Because when you're sovereign within, you're detached within and in your own alignment, the outside doesn't matter. So many people are fighting for the external sovereignty, but by fighting it so hard, you're actually not sovereign within. The key is to start from within, and then it'll show up one way or another without. You will be guided one way or another to create it on the external world as well. But it needs to start within because I've seen so many people fight it on the outside, but within, it's the same thing. It's the same coin, two different sides. So ask yourself, where are you abandoning yourself? Where are you being too nice? I have another channel as well that has some tapping. It's at Diana K. Pascal's, where I wonder if I could include a link. I'll include a link um, either at the end of this or below on releasing the conditioning of being nice and shamed in order to be nice, to clear up that fear, that conditioning from the body in order to feel safe, not abandoning yourself, being in your own power, stepping into that sovereignty within you. And let me know below, where are you on your journey? Where are you in your awakening journey, your ascension journey, whatever word really you want to use it. It really is an awakening to our truth. And each stage, I don't believe we actually fully awaken while we're here. I mean, we can, I think, but the probability, I think there's levels, right? Like I've reached a level at this point, and I always stay aware that there are next levels. So 6 months ago, let's say, 7 months ago, I came to a certain awareness, and it's like, wow, holy cow. And then it's like, okay, and what don't I see as well? What more is there for me to see? Because there's always more to awaken to. And I believe it's part of the journey, it's part of the process. And then I've come to a point in the last month where it's like, whoa, this is a whole other level now. Now I've reached a whole other level of ascension, of awareness, of being able to see what I haven't seen before. And I also recognize at the same time that there's even more. So, where are you right now? What are you really realizing right now in your life?